Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me, as he is every Friday, it is Connor Mack Picks. Connor, fun fact, I know zero about Wu-Tang and I know zero Wu-Tang songs.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, I'm glad we
We
can
could
start
get
off.
into a yeah. Let's cap the card, but we can get into a little lesson
Uh,
another day if
Good,
you want
glad.
to.
Yeah, I don't know much about Wu-Tang and I don't know anything about him, but I'm glad we can start off with that high note, Connor. Captain
Beautiful,
Baseball.
always
Yeah,
sky
hey,
high now, baby.
thank you. Capping this baseball card is going to be fun, Connor. I'll tell you, I have a couple of plays here locked in, keeping chipping away at this deficit I've grown, but a lot of good games and matchups that I'm excited to talk about here with you, including this very first one with two seemingly bums, but at least we have two good pitchers to watch here. My guy, the Ashman, Graham Ashcraft, coming off of getting absolutely destroyed against the White Sox. I was on him that day, and at least he made it quick and painless for us. A 1 1/3, 8 earned runs there. I'm throwing that start out the window. Bad start. Everyone has them. Still believe in my guy Ashcraft against Yuri Perez here. Connor Mack pick, and he seems like he is the next guy coming up to the major leagues. I'm
Yeah,
excited to watch him. 6'8". I don't know what it is with the influx of gigantic baseball players now, starting with Judge, O'Neal. Now we've got this fucking guy. Shout out to the guy in Seattle who's pitching lights out for them and who just came out as well. Um, I made this bet pretty easily. There's obviously a little bit of line moving going towards the Reds, but I'm on the first 5 under 4 here, -110. Think both these guys will pitch well. Both these offenses stink, and it's a fun bet to root on both guys, or should I say, fun bet to root on Perez so he can strike out these Reds batters who 25th last, I should say, this whole month because I've been doing month splits now. This month, 73 weighted runs created plus against righties, 25th, full season 23rd, 83. Just not anything impressive from either one of these lineups. For the first time this year, I looked at a K prop. I was like, you know what? I'll mosey on by a Yuri Perez K prop because his K9's at 10. He's ridiculous. I added a 4.5 -150. So if I was into laying the juice, I definitely would bet the over here. But I'm just hoping for outs here from my guy Perez. So first 5 under 4, first bet of the card for me, Connor Mack. What about you?
yeah. Just to touch on it, I think he'll be fine here at home, and I think he can get 5 Ks as long as he goes 5 innings. He'll get you the over 4.5. Unless he gets hit around and they yank him right before that. But I don't trust the Reds. Their bats, they've been a little bit better as of late. You mentioned both these teams rough to hit. So I like your under. And Ashcraft, who has been really, really good, that last start just got his ass tagged. I mean, that was the game they gave up 17 runs, right? It's like 17-4 to the White Sox. He was not good, so I think he can bounce back, especially against a team like the Marlins. I don't blame your under here. I leaned it. I didn't bet that, but I don't mind it. And Perez, the only thing, I mean, he's 20 years old, but he's raw. I think he's going to be really good, and it might take some time. Not a whole lot of, a ton of innings, but in the minors, but it's been good enough. And I can't wait to see him pitch. I'm ready to watch this.
Yeah, I am too. It's going to be fun. And of course, as a child growing up watching Jose Fernandez for the short time, we got to watch him. It's definitely gets you in the feels when you have a young Marlins pitcher coming up, the youngest since Jose Fernandez. I'm going to be very excited watching. I wish they still wore those uniforms, though. I very much like the black uniforms with the orange and all that. And I will say, I wish they still had the home.
Florida Marlins days.
Yes, exactly. I wish that they still had the home run statue in center field. They moved it outside, but I wish it was still just awesome out there in center field, looking as great as always. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, I think of that Marlins team. That team won 2 World Series, about 7 years.
Yep, and they didn't win.
Crazy.
They've never won their division either. They've always done it as a
Yeah,
wild
they were the
card.
wild card those 2 years. Yep.
Shout out to Miguel
97.
Cabrera. Shout out to Miguel Cabrera, my guy.
That 97 team, real quick, I was thought of the other day because I even ripped through the stats. I don't know why I did. I mean, nothing stood out other than the pitching. Hernandez was so good in the playoffs. They did have Kevin Brown.
Josh Beckett.
No, he was the next, the 03.
Okay.
I meant the 97 team, though. But Charles Johnson, I mean, they had some players, but the stats that year were not very good. But shout out to them.
That was the year with the Pudge getting ran over at the plate. And he held onto the ball very defiantly, I believe. So shout out to that was my birth year. So I guess I know a little bit about it. It's Connor Mack, just to make you feel a little older there. I was born in 97, so
Nice.
I should feel better. Seattle, Detroit, next game up. Let's talk about this one here because I've said all throughout the year now, and it's been kind of keeping up that the Tigers are going to have a value against lefties now. This month, little sample size, only 81 plate appearances, but 125 weighted runs created plus against lefties, fifth. I took the Tigers here. I took Tigers team total. I have to remind myself, yes, I took Tigers first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 125 here. Marco Gonzalez, not a overpowering lefty, nothing very special. I think the Tigers can get to him here. I'd like the Tigers' first 5 full game too. I just don't trust Matthew Boyd enough, especially because the Mariners, for some reason, don't hit lefties well at all this full season and this month so far. Both 74 and 75th, 75 weighted runs created plus. So just nothing I can really say about that for Matthew Boyd. I don't trust him, but I'm on Tigers' first 5 team total over, and I didn't take full game team total over 4 just because the Seattle Mariners defense is that good. So I'll take the team total over in first 5. Let's kind of grind out some runs for Marco here. Connor, what do you want?
I like the bet, Jose, and I think that's even the way to go than going full game because the 3.5 is really juiced. You'd have to go 4 or the 4.5, whatever, at plus 120. You mentioned Tigers. I think Marco Gonzalez has, he's gotten by here this year, 4-0, and these games he's even got hit or he's 2-0, whatever. His ERA is almost 5. He's gotten around stuff, and at times he can be good. But his first start he gave up 4. Even his last start he gave up 3. And the start before that at Toronto. We always worry about the Tigers hitting, but they've been hitting better lately. I think this is just Tigers are nothing. I love your bet.
Oh yeah. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. There we go. Hopefully we get some fucking cashers today with Los Tigres. So it'll be a fun game to watch. I'm excited for a lot of different matchups here today. And this is another one of them. I like Tyler Megill. I've liked him all year, but the money's been coming in on your Washington Nationals and Mackenzie Gore, who has been just good. Last year with the Padres, he was kind of shit. It wasn't the best, environment for a young pitcher to come up with a bunch of veterans on the staff, everyone trying to win, et cetera, et cetera. But now there's no pressure on him in Washington. And luckily for him, it's been kind of working out for him. And he's been getting the innings. He pitched well against the Diamondbacks last time out, 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs. But I honestly respect Megill enough to pass this game. It would be Nationals or pass for me just because of how bad the Mets have been recently, Connor. It's been kind of funny because, we all know Mets fans are a little dramatic. They're cut from the same cloth as Red Sox fans. We're cousins in a sense. And they're 3-7 in the last 10. So I can imagine the sky's falling over there, but I just don't want anything to do with the Nationals here, a team that, it's only time you're betting the Nationals is like Bobano said earlier this morning with Mackenzie Gore, Josiah Gray on the bump. Otherwise, you're probably passing.
Yeah, I took the Nats here, first 5 at even money.
Yep.
I backed Mackenzie Gore a ton. I do like the under a little bit. This Mets team, it's just gone dormant. I think they hit here. This is May, and, this could be a part. I think the bats get going. But, man, there's been a lot of goose eggs in these games with them. They've been shut out here, not scoring any runs versus the Reds. I know they won 2-1, and I love that under, and I didn't bet it on Wednesday. That really pissed me off. Verlander Green with a 9. It's still on my mind, Jose. But I lean under here, but I like the Nats. I got to take Gore here. And they've been swinging the bats. I like the Nats against the lefty, but I think they could get a couple here against me, Gil.
We're figuring out what Connor thinks about in his free time. Sometimes it's the 97 Marlins. Sometimes it's bets he should have made earlier in the week. We're figuring it out one day at a time.
Well, yeah, they stick with you at least that day, and sometimes they linger for me for a day or two. But
Yes.
you go down the rabbit hole. That was a weird thing. There was some strange thing on that 97 team. Oh, it's 25 years or some bullshit. Some article that made me
Yes. I can
go down a little
confirm,
rabbit hole.
as a 25-year-old, I can confirm it is the 25th anniversary of that squad too. So that is facts. That is facts.
Facts.
Oh man, that's funny. That is very funny. That's like, yeah, 97. Oh yeah, I was born that year. Interesting. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates and Baltimore Orioles. And everyone knows me as the first mate of the captain of the pirate ship. I'm on it. I've ridden it, and the last
You walking the plank here. You
the
better
last
be
2 games, the last
jump up.
10 days, I've just been off. I've not bet them because I've seen it, and I'm like, okay, they're struggling. And Connor, I think it's come to the point where you have to fade the Pirates every game for a little bit now. I really do. They're 1-9, their last 10. This is kind of what we expected from the Pirates. Unfortunately, it's just like those pendulum swings. Everything kind of regresses to the mean. And now that they've been so hot, maybe I'm fucking 10 games late. They've already lost 1-9, like I said, last 10. They've been horrible recently. So maybe I'm a little late to the party here, but Orioles -1, a play for me here. It's just kind of easy. I like Kyle Bradish too, and I know he's been touched up recently, but by the way, -1 is -111. But at Atlanta, 3 innings or five innings, 3 earned runs, that's quality. The Detroit Tigers, who we mentioned against lefties, they're pretty good. Righties, not so much, but 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. We'll take that. And then he got crushed against the Red Sox, who always gets crushed against, and that's the best offense in baseball. So I'm going to trust Kyle Bradish here. The only concerning key thing for me is the Orioles offense this month against righties, 23rd, 85 weighted runs created plus, compared to a full season of 101 being 15th there. But Johan Oviedo has been horrific, as we kind of all expected him to be horrific. And now I don't know what he was taking the first couple of weeks of the season. Now he's kind of regressed back. 7 earned runs against the Nationals, 7 runs, 6 of them earned against Toronto last time out. Orioles get to him here. Orioles -1.
Yeah, I agree with you here, Jose. I think this is Orioles or nothing. Oviedo, I thought maybe he's pitching over his head a little bit, and those last few starts, he has got hit around. This is not a good spot here at Baltimore. Bradish has been all right, and you mentioned he got killed by the Red Sox. Then he has 2 starts on the road where it was just okay. He kind of got through with the Tigers and the Braves, going 4 2/3 and 5. But back here at home, I think he has a good start. I'm with you here. I don't love the, laying too many run lines at home. And usually I need, to be plus money bigger, but that'd be the only look. There's just no way right now you want to bet the Pirates team. They're just the bats are ice cold. Pitching's not there.
It was fun while it lasted. It was
they're gonna play well again too. And then they were so hot. I mean, even with what's their record, they're still above 500. Hold on. Yeah, 21-17. I mean, they could,
They're still in first place.
There you go.
Still in first place, and they're one. That's so fucking funny. They're still in first place, and they're 1-9 in the last 10, only to be almost outdone, I guess, by the last 10 of the fucking Milwaukee Brewers, 2-8. Jesus. And plus, by the way, their run differential still positive for not for much longer, probably, but still positive. Let's move on. A battle in the AL East. The last place ball club, your New York Yankees versus the Rays. By the way, the Rays took a hit today. Drew Rasmussen, a 60-day IL. Flexor, elbow flexor strain. Probably that's just translating to gonna need Tommy John, probably, especially because they immediately throw him on the 60-day IL too. So that fucking sucks. If there's any team that's equipped to take those losses, it's absolutely the Tampa Bay Rays. But that's like your number 1 or number 2 starter. So, or no, number 2, obviously. I forgot about Shane McClanahan for a half second, but it's number 2 starter right there. That's, it's tough. And
it's a big loss. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gigantic. And obviously today we're getting a bullpen day. Trevor Kelly with some Josh Fleming in there as well. I mean, maybe I'm just a biased asshole, Connor, but it's obviously for me Rays or pass. Garrett Cole facing the Rays again. He got, I want to say, touched up against the Rays, but he cruised for what was it, like 4 innings, and then in the 5th inning, it all kind of just fell apart.
Yeah.
2 home runs, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat, but those were the first 2 home runs he'd given up all year. So I'm not making it official. I really do honestly want to make it official just to fade Garrett Cole and just say fuck the Yankees. But I'm going to be a composed professional capper here, Connor, and I'm just going to pass.
Yeah, this is wild. Garrett Cole's been very good. I'm taking the Rays plus 165. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This team with this record, I mean,
I mean, the same thing. I agree with you. It's like plus 160 almost. Like,
you got to bet it. This is just nonsense. And Garrett Cole's had some good starts, like last year a few times versus the Rays, but he's got ripped the last 4 years at times by this Rays team. They kind of owned him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 years ago or so, and then like you talked about, was cruising. So it kind of seems like he's dominant, or he can get hit here. So yeah, I got to take the Rays. I took him full game plus 165. Fleming is a primary I don't like, but it's just too big of a price. I took it. Shout out to our guy Rocco there. Yeah, Ramirez, Diaz, even Randy. Yeah, look at their props as they hit Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the teams he folds against, and it's the Red Sox and the Rays that he always seems to struggle against. By the way, shout out to Ron Crawford as well for his spreadsheet spots that he put in the chat. Yankees -1, Seattle, San Francisco, the Padres, the Mets, and Los Marlins in there as well. So shout out to Ron Crawford and the spreadsheet play of the day, Lord. I'm passing. I understand. It's all the value I think is on the Rays here. Like, again, they're a first-place ball club. You're getting them at plus 160 against a last-place team, Connor. Against the last-place team, Connor? I don't know. Yep. It's tough to say. So I pass here, rooting for the Rays to get it done, for sure.
Yeah, this is just the value. Like, it's just, it got to take, like, it's like, if I lost here, it's like, I just feel this is just wrong, Yeah, even with Garrett Cole on the mound with these two teams, it's just, the number shouldn't be as big.
No, like Pete says all the time, shout out to Peter Loshak, it's weighted coin flips in baseball. And if you want to be on a good side of a coin, I guess you want to take the value of that coin and the Rays value here. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's move on to a very good series here. This one will fly under a radar here. I would definitely not hate if this ended up being a World Series matchup in the Braves versus the Blue Jays here. Strider versus Chris Bassett. Obviously a little pitching matchup here. Spencer Strider's undefeated in all of his starts this year. Hasn't pitched, the best in all of them, but the Braves still always find a way to win them all. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Last time out against the who was it against? Baltimore. Yeah, second best team in baseball. Team I said is just as good as those Braves. So shout out to them. The Mets he kind of struggled against, but still they got the win there. 5 innings, 4 earned runs. Miami, will not forget that start. 8 innings of just dominance there. It's tough to say here. Honestly, I probably just lean towards the Braves just because I think they're a better ball club. And I've had my early season biases against Chris Bassett, thinking that he's a little washed. His last start against the Pirates, who everyone's kind of dominating, 7 innings, no earned runs there. Shout to him, but I'm not going to take too much from that, honestly, just because of how bad the Pirates have been recently against everyone. And Seattle, he gave up 4 earned runs last time out. So lean towards the Braves and the best offense in baseball, probably. So, but I pass this game again.
I'll look this up in 1 second. I just don't know the number. Strider's been good on the road. I mean, come on. Talk about how good he's been. And really, the 2 starts ago with the Mets at New York, it was the one pitch that pitched to Alonso, that 3-run homer to right center. But other than that, he's Bassett's been pretty good too. Obviously, the Pirates haven't been hitting. He shut them down in his last start. I lean the Braves is the price you'd have to take, and maybe -0.5 here. Can Bassett be good? here because I think this could be an under. One of my favorite under umpires are Diaz. Laz Diaz is behind the dish
I
here.
hate that
So
guy.
I, yeah. So he's always the guy I look at when I look at unders. But I just think these lineups kind of are a little too potent. So I lean under first 5, and I'm off the side too. Like I said, you'd have to take the Braves at -1/2. I'm not going to do it. Oh,
Yeah,
Austin Riley. I want to look up his jack. He's 3 for 7, I think, with a homer. But even his 1.5, I forgot what it was. I wanted to look it up here.
he's a fucking dog, that Austin Riley.
Plus
I
125 over 1.5. Yeah, I'm taking that.
Oh, Austin Riley total bases as well. You definitely just made me relive some Red Sox trauma by bringing up Laz Diaz. I fucking hate that guy, man. I cannot
Yeah.
believe he is still a professional umpire. It's shocking to me how bad umpires are sometimes, and they're still employed. That's why robot umpires tomorrow.
All those bad umpires, because they've been around, especially those old guys. Their
Yeah.
job is intact.
No. I've not been to a baseball game yet here, AAA baseball game yet, but I believe they're doing the automated ball strike system in AAA this year, and I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited for.
I gotta see it. Are you watching that one in Vegas here, right? When
I
you
might.
coming in?
I might. I have not thought about that recently. I have not thought about that. I might though. But I'll say this: I like that the hitters can challenge the strike calls too, and it takes like 2 seconds, and that's also very cool as well. So automated ball strike going to be coming very soon, everyone. So I cannot wait. Wouldn't be surprised at all if it happened next year. Let's talk Red Sox, Cardinals, and funny enough, I was just looking at my card so far, and literally all my bets were in the first half of this card, and this is my last bet of the card. I mean, again, biased piece of shit play of the day. Red Sox -1. I gave it out earlier today, plus 116. James Paxton has not pitched, and I looked it up earlier, but I think it's 2019 since he actually had like a full season. He had 2 seasons this last 2 seasons, I should say. One with the Yankees, he pitched like 5 games, immediately got hurt. And then pitched with the Red Sox last year, 1 game, immediately got hurt. Started off the season again, immediately hurt this year. It's very Chris Sale-esque, I will admit. And, maybe Chris Sale and him just bonded in the last couple of months about, remember that one time you fell off your bike and broke your wrist? Oh, yeah, I fucking pulled my hamstring immediately when I started pitching. Oh, yeah, and all this shit. And I honestly think he's been pitching fine in Worcester. His numbers might be a little more inflated just because they tried to use him as a follower, because they were like, how are we going to use this guy? We got a shitload of starters. And they realized, no, that's not him. He gave up 7 earned runs. And I was like, okay, we're never going to do this again. He's been throwing hard. He's been throwing 97. I like that. The issue is he's going against arguably the best hitting lefty squad the last 3 years. They haven't been doing it as much this year. They're still 6th, 116 full season. This month, 96, only 21st, 115 plate appearances. So we'll see. I expect this to be a high-scoring game, obviously, with a total of 11 at Fenway Park. The highest total at Fenway Park this year, can guarantee that one. If you're taking the Cardinals, I think you have to take the -1.5, a very Coors Field fade-esque kind of thing, just because high total, high volatility. Who knows how many runs you win by? So take that big plus money shot. But I'm on the Red Sox here, -1. The best offense in baseball against the washed-up Adam Wainwright. Good luck.
Well, that's why we have this number, too.
Yep.
Both these teams have good to the over, ton of runs. Pitching hasn't been great. We all talk about how good the Red Sox overs have been. And we have 2 pitchers with some unknowns. Paxton making his first start. I mean, this guy's just injured all the time. But he had a few good years, 5-6 years ago with the Mariners and then, with the Yankees. But we know the Cardinals, one thing, they still hit lefties. It gets them wins, though. And there's some wins. They score some runs off the Cubs, but their pitching's been so bad they just get their ass whipped. It seems like they give up 7-10. And that could happen here. Wainwright, he's at the end. here, and
Yeah,
he's
he
been a
should have
very good.
retired last year with Yachty.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, obviously he was getting work done in AAA, but I saw some of that stuff down there. He didn't look giving. He's giving up a ton of hits, and then he got hit around with the Tigers. In his first start where he gave up 4 runs.
He's just barely touching 90. Like
Yeah,
he's just throwing 80 poo up there. We can't have that in the majors, especially like he's throwing basically fastball, curveball now because everything else just looks the same.
yeah. Red Sox and their sticks.
Yeah,
keep rolling with them or nothing here, and there should be runs. It's just we got 11.
Yeah, I agree. If you got in early, shout out to you guys. I'm not on the over here, but I'm on the Red Sox -1. I will be.
Jake said he thought he did retire.
I mean, fuck the real reason he didn't retire is because he wanted his own like Hall of
His
Fame
own thing.
ceremony. Yeah, 100%. 1,000%. Just like how everyone's giving Miggy his shine this year, very quietly. By the way, no news coverage of it. It pisses me off. Whatever. It's the anti-Venezuelanness that everyone has. I get it. Whatever. But yeah, it's the same shit. So and it's a cool Hall of Fame class because Wainwright's going to be a Hall of Famer, I assume. I don't know because we obviously know how Baseball Hall of Fame works, but yeah, I like that as well. By the way, Rocco Rogers likes a little Yoshida home run plus 700. So shout out to little Masataka there. Love me some Masa. Let's talk Angels Guardians here. Logan Allen, Tyler Anderson. Battle of two interesting lefties to say the least, I guess. I say this every time Tyler Anderson pitches. He was the number one. I do not want to back this guy next year because he obviously is going to regress. So I really just pass really all of his starts unless I'm fading him. And the team that I have to bet against him on has to be at least somewhat decent against lefties. And the Guardians are second to last, both full season and in this month. 41 weighted runs created plus and 71 plate appearances. Small sample size. But again, 100 is average. So that is just horrific. No thanks. I pass here. Maybe if you're looking for something here, 8.5 is kind of high. Maybe a first 5 under, but yeah, I passed.
Yeah, I look at the under here. I mean, the way the Guardians, this team just can't hit at all. And Anderson, maybe does he start pitching better? And this is a good team kind of to get right, to have a good start. And how much, it's so early with Logan Allen. I think he's pretty good. But yeah, and are the Angels that good? Some of the numbers are right versus lefties, but I think this injuries, I think they fall off later too here. But the Angels have struggled against the good old Indians / Guardians now because you think like, wow, you take this Angels plus 120, whatever it is, it's come down a little bit. But they've gotten their ass kicked a lot in Cleveland. So it was a game too. Lean under. I'm off.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. And I will admit, everyone, I know reporters, executives, everyone wants the fucking Angels to lose all their games because everyone just wants the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. And the Angels keep saying, we're not going to trade him. We're not going to trade him. We're not going to trade him. We need them to lose because I just want to see that spectacle. Everything about it is going to be so interesting. And again, this all leads up to, and I'll say this very comfortably, the biggest free agent decision that we have had in any sport since the decision in 2010. And I cannot fucking wait. Cannot fucking wait. Cubs Twins next up. Drew Smiley, Sonny Gray. Again, this was another just
I'll be right back.
Sloppy, easy pass for me. I had nothing that I wanted to even associate with this game. Drew Smiley, we all know Jimmy's guy too, by the way. Jimmy loves Drew Smiley. He almost threw a perfect game until his catcher, was it Jan Gomes? I forgot who was catching him that day, just tackled him, which was kind of funny. But I don't trust him. I don't trust him at the end of the day. He only went 3 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs against the Nationals. I assume that was a rain, or it was against Miami at home. I'm assuming that was rain delayed or something there. Someone will have to double check and look that up for me real quick. But it seems like he was cruising fine. I didn't check his walks on that start either. But I'm assuming rain. Then before that, 7 innings, 1 earned run against the Nationals. I guess that's impressive, but I wanted nothing to do with Drew Smiley. And Sonny Gray has been good all year. His worst start of the season was last year, and that was only 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Guardians. So I respect to Sonny Gray, who just keeps balling out there. So I passed. But maybe I lean towards like an under here just because both these pitchers are solid and these offenses have dropped off significantly.
Yeah, until the Cubs the other day against the Cardinals put up runs, they would really kind of, hit about 10-day slide after they came out. Man, is Sonny Gray going to keep pitching this well? Because to me, I see him getting ripped soon or getting hurt, but he's been good, so far. What is his 7 starts or so? I think Smiley can be all right here. Twins too big of favorites, though. I know they're at home. I lean Cubs. Some of these Cubs hitters, have hit Gray, seen him in the past. So Trey Boom Boom Mancini, my guy, 7 for 15. Hap's all right, 4 for 10. A few other guys. Swanson has some all right numbers. I'm leaning Cubs here a little bit, plus price, but it's just a lean.
I don't hate it for sure. This is a weird game. How often do we see the Twins and Cubs play? I don't know why seems like a weird matchup to me. And Rance is kind of right. He says pitching kind of weird today for a few spots. I definitely have spots that I love and like I would be tuned into these games, but these late night games are pretty weird. Like we got a lot of weird pitching matchups here, including the next one, Connor. I'll say that. Next one is JP France versus Michael Kopech. And
my guy, Kopech.
I basically faded Kopech every start, and it's not even him. It's more the White Sox in general. I backed him after he was clearly tipping his pitches and he pitched well, but of course the fucking White Sox suck and they lost that start anyways. The issue is the Astros bats are so bad right now.
Yeah.
Full season against righties, 83 weighted runs created plus, 24th in the league. This month, 29th, 53 weighted runs created plus against righties. Just, I can't do it. Yeah. I really wanted to back the Astros here. I really did. It's just a little scary there. And shout out to Jose Altuve, who's starting a rehab start.
They need him. I was going to say, him, Brantley, that lineup is just missing him,
Michael Brantley feels like he's been in AAA for fucking 2 months, by the way, now.
I don't know if he's ever, but I just meant from the lineup from the last couple of years, like they're just missing.
You're right. And he's a big factor in the lineup, and he's going to be up. But I don't know I follow the AAA team for the Astros just for my friends, the highlights or whatever, and I see his ass in the lineup every fucking day. And I'm like, when are you coming up? Like, you've been there forever now. And I don't know. Whatever. He's in life. Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's Astros or pass for me. I like JP France a little bit. The Astros are another pitching factory that you can kind of have faith they know what they're doing over there. So, Astros are pass -1 for me.
Yeah. Again, miss Altuve. I thought Bregman had a couple of good games against the Angels, and he's striking out less, walking more. I was reading the whole thing up on him, but he's had some of the worst luck so far. They just haven't been able to get runs across. And then a lot of home runs have been solo. Obviously, Alvarez, Tucker will get theirs, and that's where I'd look for the props are with him in this one, Kyle Tucker. But it's just a big price on the road. Kopech, though, I think they get to him and score some runs. Go first 5 minus the half here. JP France, I think, could be okay. And until the White Sox start putting up runs consistently, they're just, come on. Now, yeah. I should have put a lot more money. I had that over. It got there. The White Sox didn't score any runs. I thought, it was 9-1. I should have put more on the Royals money line on that game. I mean, I got the over 9-1, but I'm like, they'll probably get 4 runs, But man, they continue to disappoint.
Yeah, the White Sox has been, I think, my favorite team to fade this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the combination between them being just so bad sometimes and the price. it's just so funny to fade them. And on the opposite side too, I fucking hate betting them. I have not bet them.
Yeah.
I bet them I clearly remember, since we're talking about, betting the White Sox. I bet the White Sox. It was 3-3 or whatever against the Twins. They have 2 chances in fucking extra innings. There's like 1 out. The base is loaded. They fuck it up every time. And then in the top half of the 11th, you blink and the Twins score fucking 5 runs and it's 7-3. And you're like, why did I waste all my time here? I watched this whole baseball game. I was emotionally invested just to get face fucked at the end. Just so no thanks. No way am I betting the White Sox for the rest of the season. And
like
by the way, Connor,
it's a little early to say that, but yeah.
Connor,
they're bad.
I was looking at, pitching standings just randomly, Michael Kopech and Dylan Cease both are 2 and 3 for the hardest hit balls this year for hard hit percentage. Brady Singer, shout out to Ron Crawford, Royal right here, 57.9% hard hit rate. Michael Kopech, 53.2, Dylan Cease, 53. Just in barrel rate too, Kopech, again, he is leading. He just gives up barrels left and right. 19.3%. Just a leader in the league. Just get out of
it. That just in the end won't work, especially when you walk guys. You're consistently gonna give up 4 runs every freaking start. And that's what it seems like he does. He had great numbers against the Twins, and he pitched all right, like 2 starts ago. That was about it. Like they had, other than that, it seems pretty consistent.
Yeah, and I'm not even giving him credit for his last start either, Connor, because he's up fucking 8-0 immediately. There's no stress there. That was the Ashcraft start. And of course, again, we faded him that time too. But that was the Ashcraft start. He gives up all those runs just immediately, and he's pitching with no stress, nothing, and he still gives up 4 runs to the fucking Reds. Yeah. So after all of this, I was not on the fucking Astros, but after all this, I'm on Astros -1, and it is at -119 for me. Shout out to Ron Crawford's run line calculator as well.
I might take the Astros first 5 -1/2 here and add this. And you know what it was? It was like that game against the Giants that when he was tipping his pitch, he gave up just a bunch of bombs. And you mentioned it, maybe it was hidden because they were winning so big. They got all those runs, and won 17-4, but he still doesn't look good.
No thanks. And, for a moment there, Connor, my Red Sox mentality, I was like, am I really going to regret the Chris Sale trade? Like, am I really going to hate it? And every day I'm just like, nope. Not at all.
Yeah,
I don't know the fuck would I want Yohan Moncada or Michael Kopech. Those guys suck. At least Chris Sale gave us a closeout in the World Series and fucking pitching good now. Who would have thought that Chris Sale's pitching better than Michael Kopech this year? That's fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah, there's a little hope there for Chris Sale.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Red Sox will make the playoffs this year, guys. I bet it plus 300. They're gonna make the playoffs this year. It's gonna be fun. Speaking of Ron Crawford and the Royals, let's talk about the Royals. This line has skyrocketed throughout the day. It was a plus 180 for the Royals, now plus 215. Everyone has kind of realized, I guess, simultaneously, Josh Taylor, former Red Sox reliever, is going to pitch 1, maybe 2 innings. And then you're going to get Max Castillo, I believe you get, a righty.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I guess the Royals obviously don't have enough lefties, but the strategy is just clearly throw lefties against the Brewers because they're the worst hitting team against lefties this year. But they can't because Josh Taylor's not a starter and he was going to throw 2 innings. So I pass this game. I believe in Corbin Burns. I also hope for the demise for the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm fingers crossed for their demise because I would like to see Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff get shipped off to contenders, the Boston Red Sox. It would be very cool. Anywhere but New York would be more like it.
Yeah.
Be great. But yeah, pass for me, Connor. What do you think?
Real quick, Chris, I got Tucker 4-1. Like Alvarez, I see down. If you can get 3-1, and he's down to 250. I saw even like DraftKings or something like that. But but Tucker's 1.5 was plus 125. So I'll put a little bit. As I always say, I really don't go below 4-1. On jacks. Yeah, I think Burns pitches well here. The price though is inflated. It's like, can these young guys? Did someone say Perez is out? I have him in. I'm DHing.
Okay, so there you go. So I saw Ron Crawford mention that he might be out, but there you go.
Okay. Good. Okay, I see him in. I mean, they need him. They have some young bats, and they've kind of been feast or famine. Like when they score runs, they've been able to score them. Like, not against some bad pitching, the Royals, but it's just like the games they get too many, where they get shut out, and it's just, man, it's hard to watch. I'll say sometimes I'm like, can this team scratch a couple runs across? Nope. Especially this day and age, it's swing for the fences or nothing. Can we get a little bunting action? Can we move a guy over?
Oh, whoa!
Ground ball to second base. Shit! Come on, you're pissing me off. I need a little baseball here. Anyways, I'm off. Royals are nothing. I mean, Brewers are a huge number here.
Yay! The Royals shot to them walk-off bunt yesterday, I believe that was.
So, we need more of it.
Yeah, we need more of it. That was very funny. The Royals, of course, the
Dodgers never do it, and their manager was Dave Roberts. Like, come on.
Oh God! I shout out to the Royals, man. They're grinding out there. They're scrappy. By the way, shout out to Man Bear Pig. New job, got himself one, and he can make the show now with his new show or job time.
All right,
love that, Man Bear Pig. Appreciate you, my guy Ramos. Thanks for watching in here as always. Yeah, easy pass here for me. The Brewers, not a team I like backing. 2-9 in their last 10. Jesus Christ, 2-8. Excuse me. Let's talk Phillies Rockies here. This is another easy pass for me, quite honestly. I will say most games in Coors I'm not particularly interested in, I'll be honest. And this has been another dramatic line movement. Minus 150 last night for your Philadelphia Phillies, now down to minus 130. Austin Gomber's been pitching really well. That's the first time in my 25 years of living, that I've ever said that Austin Gomber has been pitching well. And maybe the Nolan Arenado trade's not as horrible as we all thought. Who would? 2 earned runs, 1 earned run, no earned runs in his last 3 starts. And the Philadelphia Phillies are 28th against lefties this month. 49 weighted runs created plus in 86 plate appearances. Honestly, maybe if you're feeling a little ballsy, you take a Phillies first 5 team total under. Believe in the Gomber. Believe in Austin. But this is an easy pass here for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, the game was anyways. All right, right on, Ron. I won't be betting it anyways, but Roto, I have him in, but in second DHing, but maybe they're wrong, Jose. These teams, these sites make mistakes. So
yeah, I don't trust RotoWire for pitching ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The pitching's always, especially starters.
Yes.
Usually the lineups are decent. Here we go. I took the Rockies. Yep. I took them. I think the line movement's correct here. It's tough to trust Gomber pile. But I got Rockies first 5 earlier, a little over plus 120. I think I got like 123. Some decent numbers against, and Walker's good, but I think he gets hit around here. And it's always a struggle. Like either way, would they get down 3-0? There's so many 4 and 5 run innings and stuff at Coors. In the Rockies, every once in a while it's hurt me, but for the most part, I don't want their pen. I think there was one game like 10 days ago, I forget who it was, where they scored 9 runs in the 8th and 9th, 4 and 5. But for the most part, I don't want their pen.
Yeah, I was on the opposite side of that game. It was against the Brewers with Wade Miley.
Okay.
Yes,
there you go.
I remember that was the very same day as the Twins-White Sox game. So, yes, I remember that very vividly now. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, Rockies here. Home dog. Got to take it. They're hitting a little bit better, playing better.
That, Connor, just for laugh's sake, that same day I had 3 spots. That spot, the White Sox, and I had Rays minus 1.5. And in classic fashion, they gave up 2 runs in the 9th inning to win by 1. So that was a very traumatizing day, as people can see. It's very vivid in the memories right now.
Yeah. Hey, you do this every day. They happen.
Oh, yeah. They fucking happen. It's very funny. This show has been now. Let's go back into our minds and just remember bets that we've lost, as well as the '97 Marlins.
You got it, man.
Giants, Diamondbacks here. John Baribia getting the start, but we know Ross Stripling will follow him. Yeah, I'll be honest. Whenever I see John Baribia or Barabia on the lineup sheet, and when I see Ryan, don't call me Reese Nelson, on the lineup sheet, I immediately just pass. I don't know why I did this, Connor. I wrote down all my notes for this game. I capped this game, but I knew I wasn't going to bet this game. Like, there's just no shot. And I understand that the Giants are fourth against righties this year. However, this month they're only 893 weighted runs created plus so far, 18th. So that hot start against righties is coming down a little bit. While we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, the hottest team apparently that no one's talking about, second against righties, 140 weighted runs created plus this month thus far. But I do not want to back any Ryan Nelson start. I don't care how well he pitches. He did fine last time out against the Nationals. I don't care. Over or pass, and it's too high for me. So no thanks.
Yeah, what do we get here from Nelson? A little bit of a roller coaster, and he doesn't strike out enough guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get big outs. And I think he get hit around here. I don't love it. Shout out to Ron. I think the play is the Giants. I wrote this down earlier. Big lean here. And noted Marquez behind the plate, one of the better umps. I think there's runs, and obviously we have a 10, in here. I think they think we're going to get some. So lean over and lean Giants.
Yep, agreed. And shout out to Ramos. I guess I am a professional, huh? It's a capping game that I don't want anything to do with. So, yeah, it's a tough game for me. Shout out to Ron Crawford's spreadsheet on the Giants. That's why I'm glad I'm not on it. I lean Diamondback, so I would never want to be on the wrong side of you two. So, no thanks. Rick J, it's going to be Stripling, but they're just opening up with Barabia because the Giants are a bunch of weirdos, just like the Rays. Oakland, Texas, next game on the slate. Unfortunately, I wish this was a bettable line for us. I love Martin Perez. I like the Texas Rangers offense. I don't like Waldekuk, and no one likes the A's offense, but minus 175, it's just too much. No thanks. I expect Martin Perez to go 6 shutout and dominate the A's here. Maybe if you're feeling frisky, you take the minus 1.5. Maybe you take first 5 -1. But just from my experience, I don't feel like I win much of those, so I'll pass.
Yeah, Perez has been good. He's been good, not a ton against this A's team. The A's have hit lefties. We talked about it pretty good to start the year. Can they get to Perez? Waldichuk, he's just a gas can. This guy's horrible. Not right now. I can't back him at all. I mean, he's good for, it seems like, a 4 spot easy every start. Rangers don't hit lefties well, but I think they get to him. Problem was, if you didn't jump on this early, I mean, it's all about the juice, if you don't mind. Like, whatever, it's minus 105, 110, right around there, right? Rangers full game. I'd take them run line, on the road, get the extra bat. You got the better pitching. That's the way I'd be here.
And the guys in the chat are calling out the shadiness of this line right now, saying something's afoot. Saying it might be an Oakland A's spot.
Maybe. Hey, I can't take the A's. And I took them a few times. They've gotten me a few wins. A couple have been struggles, extra innings. I think against the Reds, it was like 5-4, and a few other times. Maybe Waldichuk goes 5. I guess no way. And what was there wasn't a ton here on his numbers.
Remos, by the way, mentioning that Martin Perez
7 for 22. 318. There you go. We're going.
Oh, full team?
Yeah. I think he started against them twice.
Well, yeah. Martin Perez, 20 innings pitched, 3 times in Oakland, 2 runs surrendered.
But, Garcia and Simeon, those are the 2 guys. I haven't looked up their props, but they're 2 of the better guys that hit lefties. I'd look at them here.
Yeah, I mean, price-wise, I mean, if you...
For Waldichuk, I need 250 here.
Yeah, exactly.
This fucking guy. Or more
that's what everyone's kind of saying. It's like, why is line higher? Why isn't this line higher? And then people are saying maybe it's because the Oakland A's are live tonight. If I had to take
baseball
cabinet, it's probably the A's. But who wants to bet the A's? Who wants to bet the A's? So no thanks. Last game on the slate, and again, we always love when these teams fight it out. Second best rivalry in baseball right now. San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers. Big brother, little brother in full effect here, very much still. And that's what makes this a fun rivalry now. It's the Yankees Red Sox lost that in 2004. And it's still here with the Padres. They're obviously trying to get up to the Dodgers weight class. But it was funny, Connor. I'm sure you saw the Clayton Kershaw thing last series as well. Immediately when I saw that, I was like, all right, well, Dodgers going to win the next game. They're probably going to win the series. And they go on. They win the next game 2-1. They win the series. Shout out to Mookie Betts. You can poke the bear, Padres. You can't do it. And they poked the wrong team, the wrong guy on the team, the leader. Do I want to trust Blake Snell facing these guys again? No. Dustin May, do I want to trust him again? I mean, not really, to be honest. I think there's going to be runs in this game. So I lean over, but really, Connor, what I'm on, I think I got to be on the Dodgers here. I just think the back-to-back against Snell, and, we talk about how teams aren't hitting lefties, et cetera, et cetera. Dodgers against lefty full season have just been bad. 22nd, 95 weighted runs created plus. But my favorite thing, or one of my favorite things to back, is when in a smaller sample size, they're starting a team that we know the Dodgers are a good squad. We know they're not the fucking eighth worst or whatever team against lefties. We know that.
Yeah.
Beginning of March or beginning of May, whatever fucking month it is right now, 8th, 142 weighted runs created plus against lefties. They're starting to hit them. I think they get to Blake Snell here. Team total over 4.5, minus 120 official play for me. The only reason I'm not on the Dodgers -1 here, again, is just a lack of faith in May. I have horrible luck when it comes to betting Dustin May. Shout out to Preston. He calls him the devil, actually, because he's bet so many times on Dustin May, and we just cost him in whatever way, whether it be I remember his second start of his career, or maybe even his first start. Preston bets him, line drive right up the middle, crushes him in the head, out of the game. Dodgers lose. Shit like that happens, So I like May a lot. I think he's disgusting, and every time he pitches, I wonder how people hit him, but they seem to hit him. So over, but Dodgers team total over 4.5 is a play for me here, Connor.
Yeah, but Dustin May has been good as of late. Mm-hmm. But you just mentioned they just saw each other, 5 or 6 days ago. Both pitched pretty good. Yeah, the Dodgers will be better against lefties. When a guy like Will Smith was out, Mookie wasn't hitting well, he'll get hot. There's certain things I think that'll start rolling. I don't want this. I don't know. I don't want anything here. I kind of want to take the under, but now the matchup, just seeing each other, I don't really want it. Snell's had good success. I always think the problem is Dodgers, the walks with him, is can they cash in? Look at that game, the 2-1. The last 2 days, they were like 1 for 23 with runners in scoring position. Man, it makes me sick sometimes, as we were just talking about the moving over and bunt situation. I'm off here. Hopefully Dodgers get you runs tonight. I'll be a happy man if they win, but I'm not betting here.
It's funny. We think about these Dodgers squads now in the last few years, and we say that, I've been guilty of saying this. This is a Dodgers lineup that's not as good as past lineups, and it's easy to say when you had last year like guys like fucking Trey Turner in the lineup. But this lineup is sneaky still really good. Like if our guy, whose name is Max Muncy, couldn't fucking think of his name for a second there. Max Muncy, he's just going to quietly have like a 900 or 1,000 OPS, lead the majors in home runs damn near. And Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and James Outman should kind of all do their thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Vargas been hitting a little bit lately.
This is what they do. And then next year they're going to get Shohei Ohtani, and then And then what?
Well,
we all sit around like, what do we do now? Like this is it, man.
yep.
I
We'll
can't
see
wait.
if he comes.
I simultaneously can't wait for Ohtani to go to the Dodgers, and I'm already loathing it because I would love for him to go to like a different club, perhaps. Like my Connor, my sneaky dark horse team. I would
Yeah.
love if he went to the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners pull out all the money they have in their drawers, their coffers. They give it all to him. They you know what? Shohei, we'll throw Ichiro in the deal too. You could just have Ichiro along with you as well. How much money will all of that, combine to? And I would love if he went to the Seattle Mariners and just completely just changed baseball in Seattle. Like it would be bigger than King Griffey, it would be bigger than Ichiro. It'd just be
Yeah.
so fun. But yeah, that's not
It
gonna
might happen. Like sometimes when these guys go, like just like to the Rangers or whatever, it's like, what the hell?
like the
Never know.
And the thing is, in this aside from this, Ohtani stuff, the thing is, I don't know how financially incentivized he is because he's not.
Yeah.
First of all, let's state the obvious: he's not American, and he's not driven 100% by money. He has had his entire life planned out for him. He wrote out like a plan in like elementary school, and he just followed his plan like step by step. It's kind of crazy to see. And whatever is in his plan, he'll follow it. Like he'll take like a $100 million discount to go somewhere he'd want to go to. I'm sure of it. But I'm
Yeah.
sure the Players Association will not like to hear that either because he's going to break $600 million. So
Yep.
it'll be fun. I can't wait. As everyone can tell, I'm a little excited about Shohei Ohtani's free agency. Let's recap our plays here, Connor. I've got an addition here as well, and that's going to be fun to watch here. Actually, I won't be watching it because it's the Astros, and I'm obviously not watching it because of blackouts. Baseball, not perfect still, not perfect. Okay, let's recap. I'll go first, Connor. Reds, Marlins, first 5 under 4, -110. Dodgers team total over 4.5, -120. Red Sox -1, +116. Baltimore -1, -111. Detroit first 5 team total over 2.5, +125. I have the Tampa Bay money line written down. I really do. But I'm not going to make it official. I just lean heavy that way, unfortunately. And my addition, Astros -1, -119 there. Connor Mack, what do you got?
Yeah. I'm going to move on that Astros. I don't know if I want to go first 5 or full game, and I'm going to find the best number I can, but I'm going to move there. Rockies first 5, +123. Rays full game, +165. Too much value. Insane. I got to take the Rays. Versus Cole. Nats first 5. I got even money a little bit earlier. Think they get it done. That's it. Giants, I'm close. And the Tigers. God damn, I think I might take your 2.5, Jose, because I think that's just the best price, instead of wanting to go 4.5 full game. So I'm looking at that real quick. The props, Riley, I mentioned. Just a couple I'll throw out there. The Bomb 500, the over 1.5 +125, and Tucker over 1.5 +125, and it's Jack for +400.
Yeah, and not official for me because my super juiced now. But I like the Yuri Perez K prop. If you can move that K prop up and down a little bit. Rocco got it 4.5 at +130 earlier today. That is all the way down to -180. So shout out to Rocco Rogers, who's just a beast on those blinds right there. But yeah, he's going to be a beast. I'm excited to watch all these games. And Connor, I think today I'm just going to dream about Shohei Ohtani's free agency. This conversation has really just got me going about it. And though I wish my baseball team was in it, it's just going to be fun to watch all this shit unfold, Connor Mack. I cannot wait. And I'm envious of you.
Let's get it. Shout
Connor,
out to the chat.
Yes, of
Appreciate
course.
it.
Connor, where can the people find you next?
I'll be on here. I'll probably be on Sunday with Jimmy. Also, it'll be out Monday. PGA Championship coming up. We're going to record our video. Gogster, a few guests.
Yeah, Ghoster's there, huh? I heard Ghoster made the trip.
Gogster is there. We will have a solid video, I think. We'll put it out. on Monday. That's it for me. Thanks,
I'm
my man.
going to be excited to see what Gokster does, man. We're just letting the Canadian loose on the PGA Championship. Who knows what he's
Yeah,
going to get into? He's going to call someone buddy, and that one guy is going to be like, "What the fuck, dude?" And it's going to be great. It's going to kick off from
he's a
there.
great guy. Nice guy.
He's exceptionally nice. Just don't call Hispanic people buddy, Gokster. You learn that in San Antonio. They don't like it. I can't confirm. Connor, again, thank you so much for joining me. It's a whole lot of fun. A lot of basketball on tonight. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks in this instance. A live stream tonight. Warriors, Lakers. Cab will be joining him as well, obviously. It is the other game. I can't remember. Heat Knicks. There we go. It's going to be fun. That live stream's always popping. Maybe I'll stop in and hope Razor loses all $5,000 on the 76ers that he put on there. I have been openly saying that I hope he loses every cent of that bet, every dollar of that $5,000. I want to go to FanDuel or whoever he bet that with. So it is fun to root for the books, I guess, in that aspect. Connor, I appreciate you. Maybe I'll look up a Wu-Tang song. Maybe I'll have a Wu-Tang song in my head by next Friday.
Yeah, we can get a little history lesson if you want.
Yeah,
maybe on a live stream.
Yeah,
get out of here.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Wu-Tang, so I'm excited to talk about Wu-Tang, I guess. Next Thursday, remember everyone, of course, we'll be doing live streams as well on playback too, so it'll be fun. And of course, we'll be back here again tomorrow. Don't think that Saturday we can't do anything on Saturday. Of course we can. We're going to cap the baseball on Saturday with Dabby Cab joining us after a late night of his live streams, I'm sure. Connor Mack, thanks so much. The chat, we appreciate all of you guys. I list you guys off, but we got to get out of here. Follow us on Twitter at Connor Mack Picks, at Jose Bouquett. Say hey to us on social media, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.